I'm Zaya.
And I'm Jamila, and this is Book Club Banter.
Woo!
Welcome.
Welcome back to another
Welcome
episode.
back. Welcome back. Thank you all
Mm-hmm,
for watching the
mm-hmm.
last 2 episodes. Hope you've really enjoyed them. And welcome back for
Yes.
another one.
Yes. We're finally done with October vibes.
Yes.
And now we're going into November vibes.
It's fall. It's officially fall.
Yeah.
The temperature has dropped out of nowhere,
Yeah.
probably on account of that hurricane.
Yeah.
Um,
But
very,
now it's sunny. At
and
least it's a
now
little
it's
warmer
sunny.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the people of the Caribbean, especially
Yes.
Jamaica. It got hit really hard. I have family out there. So just hope and pray for everybody, and their
Yes.
families all over the Caribbean, because when the storm pick up, it's hitting all the little baby
Yeah.
islands. So, but it is
Yeah.
coming around. They said that the Caribbean even seeing the sun back out and breeze
That's
not
good.
blowing the way it was
That's
and
good.
stuff. So
That's good. They're gonna be all right.
they always
Every little thing. Cut that out. Okay.
leave that in. Leave it in.
Okay. But okay, so anything you want to tell the people? Quick catch up? Anything really going on? You read any exciting books on your own?
I'm currently reading like 4 books on my own. Silly, but neither here nor there. The
Mm.
one I'm,
You're such an overachiever.
you know what? It's not even that successful. I just be like, let's start a book. Now I got 4 books
I don't know
started.
how you do that.
If
Oh
they're
my
all
god.
separate genres,
They're all over it too.
yeah, if they're all separate genres, and also if I'm doing them in different what's it called,
Like mediums?
mediums, is a lot easier to keep each
Mm.
story around. So if I have
Mm.
a physical book, I have a book on my Kindle, and I'm listening to a book, I can keep all those. And
And you
also,
can separate each story. Do they ever blend together in your mind?
no, not because they're all so different.
Right.
Like, I'm reading this book that we've read that's different from Twilight, because I'm also listening to Twilight. Never seen Twilight in its entirety as a movie.
She's prepping for Twilight Night.
Or Twilight Night, and then I've never read the book. So I'm listening to Twilight, and then I'm reading a physical book from the library called The Starving Saints, which I think they're going to start eating people soon. Don't know. So none of them characters are overlapping because all of it is so different.
Good.
So listen to Twilight, and wow, I see how, in the sense of it all, if I was back when that book was released and those movies released,
it was super big.
I could see how it could have tied, brought people in. I'm currently not hooked, but it's very interesting.
I'm thinking, was Twilight the biggest vampire, like teenager at that time? Like, Vampire Diaries is also a book. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's also a series, and then that became the show.
I just feel like Twilight, the movies were the biggest in the sense of vampire movies that were geared towards teens.
Yeah, it really. I don't know.
Because Diary of a, is it Diary of a Vampire?
I don't know.
Vampire, not. No, I can't remember. It's Anne Rice. And now I can't remember the name of her book.
An Interview with a Vampire?
Interview with a Vampire, yes. That was huge. But that was not for teens. It shouldn't have been for teens, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's it. Also, big news. Michael B. Jordan has been slid into my DMs.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about?
I opened up TikTok and I got a DM from Michael B. Jordan.
What are you talking about, Jamila?
I'm about to show you. I'm about to show you how Michael B. Jordan is trying to talk to me. Look, hello. Look, Michael B. Jordan. I love a good scam, and hello, thanks for the likes, comments on my fan page. I've never.
That's what I'm saying.
Ever.
I don't really see you.
You know, I'm not.
Neither am I.
I think Michael B. Jordan is a handsome man. I think his acting is fine. Do I have a crush on my?
I'm getting this. Y'all gonna see me.
Do I have a crush on Michael B. Jordan? No.
No.
So I think it's really funny. What it is extra funny though is one of my friends, like, that's her celebrity crush. And recently we had been talking about it, and she was like, "Oh, I think a fan page is messaging me, like on Twitter, I think hers was, or Instagram, something like that." And I was like, reply back. 2 days later,
the same message?
No, this is a different Michael B. Jordan fan page. I'm
that's weird.
That's
maybe
what I
they
thought
have
was
multiple,
weird too.
and like you popped up on their algorithm.
But how? Because I didn't even see her other thing. She didn't send me anything. It was very strange. And so, but I did message her. I was like, "Yo, man, in my DMs."
No, you know, the fact that you even said that so seriously kills me. Mind you, I'm thinking, book club banter and took off.
No,
We don't reach the
my
right
personal
people.
DMs.
That's
And he's like,
hilarious.
"What's your name? Where you coming from?" And I'm like, "I'm chatting from some disclosed state because I'm not telling you what state." And he's like, I have my official page in case someone texts you claiming to be me. Simply
What?
request my cybersecurity code. I trust you because you
Wow.
seem like a nice person. If
I
anyone make it,
trust you.
if the person making the claim gets the code wrong, you know it's not me. So he sends me a special code, so I know that I'm talking to Michael B. Jordan because only Michael B. Jordan would have sent me this code. And it also says, "You have a wonderful profile picture. If I may ask, how old are you?"
This is getting so weird.
Look how long
It's
this
so
is.
long.
Look, he's saying they're giving me bad names and ruining my reputation.
What is
Honestly,
actually happening on?
I have no clue what's happening. This is the first ever TikTok DM I've ever opened up. And it's from Michael B. Jordan. I can't disclose my conversations. That's why I'm writing you here because he said his official page is monitored by his manager. So he has to DM me from a fan, a pretend fan page.
Oh, so he's going with the shtick that he is Michael
Oh
B.
yeah. And I'm gonna pretend I
Oh,
like it because I just love a little fun kiki because I don't have
you never know. Might be.
I'm gonna see
The
how
cyber security code is kind
I
of
want to see
crazy.
how long it takes him to ask me for money, and then I'm gonna ask him for money.
But well, you're Michael B. Jordan.
I
Send the
can't wait till he says
cash.
like, "Oh, my account is," because that's all they do.
Yeah.
My account
I
is
guess they
blocked. Because
should.
did you watch that Netflix one where that lady said that Brad Pitt was DMing her? Same situation. Brad Pitt DM'd her on Instagram. He had no followers, and he told her basically like, "I'm on this like
Mm-mm.
side page because." So Brad Pitt doesn't at that time. Brad Pitt didn't have an official Instagram, anyways. Anyways, that Brad Pitt told her, "Hey, I need some money," and she sent it to him.
That's so stupid. Oh, poor thing.
Yeah. So, oops,
Mm.
sorry. So, anyways,
Just relax.
that's all that I have
Okay.
going on.
Yeah.
What about you?
Nothing really. Just here trying to wrangle Malcolm in every single day, wrangle Ace. And I've been watching Vampire Diaries because of the season, just really getting into that. I mean,
This is still you're on the first season.
no, we're on second season now. We're
Okay.
really zooming through it. Anytime there's like a dull moment in this house, Vampire Diaries is playing. And my man's right there. And this shot of Malcolm's leg. Anyways, okay, yeah, but yeah, Vampire Diaries. That's it. It's a little bit more, even though it's like you would feel like it's like a teenagery show. It's a little bit. It's got like darker themes for sure.
I like
Lots
a
of
lot of those
killing.
CW shows had dark themes.
CW.
Had some dark themes.
It
Buffy the
did.
Vampire Slayer.
Start
That
from
was a
there,
teenage,
and it was
show.
very dark, and I
Dark
didn't watch
themes.
it.
Veronica Mars.
Dark.
Dark.
Yeah, no. And then even down to what was that one? I don't know. But anyways, it's pretty dark. So I mean, it's been kind of fun. Sometimes it's really cringy and kind of hard to get through, and then other times I'm like, okay, this plot's interesting. So we'll see how it goes from there.
Yeah. Well, good
But
luck. I accidentally watched one episode of it because
you can't just watch
I
the
woke up and I think I had like woke up and the show was on because Hulu.
yeah, it'll automatically play. But we did it on HBO, so that
Autoplay.
there's no commercials. Ain't no way I'm watching Vampire Diaries with commercials.
No, I agree.
But yeah, and it's a little grainy. It feels like we get
Oh, it
transported.
feels like I
Mm-hmm.
like that's what I missed. I think that's what unfortunately like new TV is missing
It's
for
too
it to feel
crisp.
comfortable. Everything's too crisp.
Everything over 4K. Everything over 4K. And
We on 10K.
music. I was talking to my man about it. I was like, it's crazy how easily they had like 5, 6 songs, major songs playing.
Yeah.
And I was like, licensing must have been so much different back then.
Oh yeah, licensing was different back then. I remember listening to a podcast about an old show and about how you could license different songs back then, and you can't do that anymore because it used to be a lot. The way they used to cheaper, basically like people.
Now if
It
they
was
want to bring
almost
these
like
shows
people
back, it costs
didn't
more money.
know their worth. Like it's almost like artists didn't know in this sense of like, oh, I'll just give you the song because it's gonna be on this hit show or whatever the case may be. It's fine. But now artists are like, no, we're not doing that because.
But also it was smart because it's a hit show. There's a lot of songs in there. I mean, there's also already songs that were hits.
Yeah.
One Republic makes a lot. Oh yeah, there's a big sound.
My gosh.
There's a big scene with that
I
one.
know it is. That
So,
song was
classic.
everywhere. That song was everywhere. But yes, I do miss the grain.
Yeah.
Everybody's too crisp. I
Too
can see
crisp.
too many of your. I can see too much of your pores.
Guess how many episodes are in one season?
What, 45?
Well, not but that many, but 22.
See,
That's half the
that's how it
year.
used to be. Now we're getting 8
8.
episodes.
And we're just like supposed to be okay with it.
Just 8
It's
episodes,
because the
and then
kids don't know. The younger gen don't really know because they were kind of in
yeah,
between.
you're only getting on
So
your
now this
streaming.
is all they know.
Yeah,
They
8
need to
episodes,
riot
and then you don't come back for a year and a half.
or
I don't even
more.
know these damn characters no more.
They're all growing up. They're Stranger Things. They're all growing out
I
of it.
never watched Stranger Things, but I know how
Me
popular it was. I don't know.
neither.
I never watched it. But every time it would be like Stranger Things is coming back, I'd see those characters, the same characters I've been seeing.
Yes.
Now they 100 years old.
Millie Bobby Brown got
She didn't
married.
marry. She probably have a kid.
She adopted a kid.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
And we're still in the last season, but they're supposed to be teenagers through the whole thing.
So embarrassing.
It's not like they're adults in the thing, but now they are adults.
Why don't these people just make movies? You want to make you're making such quality TV. Just make a movie. You better leave him alone, boy.
Ugh.
But okay, all right. But yeah, good catch up. Down below, let us know what you've been watching,
what you've been reading, what you've been watching, what you've been doing. Oh God, sorry. Did I do something?
He's like, all right now.
Don't do much moving around, girl.
So let's get into our read of
the read of the week, of the weeks, of the reads of the next couple.
Yeah, I mean, let's go with the read of the month. This is our read of the month. We're slowing it down because we were very overzealous last month. Maybe did too much, one would say, but too many books at once. Even though they were quick reads.
You're quick reads.
It was still a lot.
Well, our latest read. How about that?
Yes. So let's get into that.
Mm-hmm. So where did we get this book from? This is a book you just found? Like on
this book, I think I literally typed into Amazon like fall reads.
Okay, yes, that's what I thought.
And this popped up, but I did ignore it at first. And then you also did a little search on TikTok, and it popped up for you in your search. I was like, all right,
for fall books.
I don't know why they said this is for fall. I have yet to understand that.
In the first, so we are currently reading the first 10 chapters.
Let's bring in the book.
Yeah, so let's bring in the book.
What
book are we reading?
Is Hear My Heart by Tay Monet.
Mm-hmm.
And this book is going to be our longer read, finally, that we're going to break down 10 chapters this week. So we're going to go over the first 10 chapters in this episode. And the next episode, we're going to do the next 10. And then after that,
we'll do the next, so whatever's left over. Yeah, because it's about 29 chapters in the book, 300-page book. Yeah. So we'll have about 3 episodes going through this book. Yeah. So if you have not read it, but you want to read along with us and have a discussion with us, now would be the time. Yes. So pause, go read the first 10 chapters, and then come back. And then you can see if you have the same thoughts as we do and discuss in the comments below. Yes. So we would love to discuss, and then you can keep up with us. Exactly. Perfect. Okay. So it's got 4.4 stars right now, around 2,000 ratings. So it's doing really well. And it's on Kindle Unlimited. And this is the description. Which I have never read because I don't read descriptions of books. She lets us know. And I definitely read it the day we found it, but like definitely went in my ear and out the other end. She probably wasn't even hearing it. I wasn't even listening. Sometimes I'll read the description in the beginning and then say, I'll save this book, and then never read it again. You know what you did read? Like they did like the first page or something. You read that because it sounded familiar when I was reading it. Okay. So, growing up deaf in a family that ignored her caused Nakira. How are you saying it? Okay, let me see it. Let me see the word again. Nakira. I was pronouncing it Nakira in my head. But I can see Nakira too. Because Kyra. Yeah. Kira. Okay. We'll revisit that. Okay. Because I don't want to butcher that. Okay. Growing up deaf in a family that ignored her caused Nakira to embrace the silence. When she meets Rome, she believes she's found the one, and after years of being together, the two decide it's time to finally tie the knot when tragedy hits. Then he comes into the picture, and her whole world is suddenly flipped upside down. No matter how forbidden he might be, she can't seem to ignore the feelings forming for him. Everything she thought she knew is suddenly being tested and leaves her conflicted. Nakira is now torn between staying committed or facing new possibilities.
Yes. So is it all clicking for you?
Yeah, I think maybe not. Maybe I do remember hearing you read this description. And so
So
I don't think I thought what the
I didn't
new
click,
possibilities were going to
and
be.
that's when okay.
I
So I
think
was
the new
reading,
possibilities would be.
and I text Jamila like I had to go reread the description because I'm like, wait a second, I don't remember this being a part of the description. I'm like, I would remember this
But it
being a
wasn't.
part of the
It
description.
was very vague. Like
I,
something
I kind of like that she did
I
that though,
do. Yeah,
because
because sometimes
you
you read
spoiled me.
descriptions and you're like, girl, do you want me to read the book?
Golly.
Because why did you just tell me the entire plot line of this book? That
Mm-mm.
now all I need is like, all I'm getting from the book is details. Because now I know
Everything.
what happened, the plot, the big plot,
Yeah.
about that. Like, I know everything. I know the
Mm.
ending basically. Like,
Mm.
I don't like when they do that. So that is good. I think that was a good description.
Yeah.
Because I'm still like, ooh, what could it be? What could be
Right.
the thing that switches her up? Girl,
Well,
now we know.
so let's.
Now we know.
Now we know. So
I forgot my Kindle and my iPad.
yes.
So I'm on the app. Oh, and all the reading from these things make my brain hurt. So
Okay, I know I went through it kind of like I was like, okay, at the end of every chapter, I kind of just did a synopsis of the
okay.
chapter, and I also highlighted things on the way
Okay.
as much as I could.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, I'm getting sleepy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have to start reading books when you're more awake.
Or maybe this one put me to sleep.
Okay. Right. So chapter 1.
Chapter 1.
We start with her.
Okay, yeah, so we're gonna get into it now. So now is the time for spoiler alert.
Oh yes. Spoiler alert. If you have not read this book,
click out.
Click
or
out.
You just want to hear it.
Or if you stay in though, if you just want to hear a book that you may or may not continue to read. So come and see this first. Honestly, hearing us for the first 10 chapters, you might either decide you really do still want to read it and then read it. If not, I think it's gonna be fun. So stick around.
Yeah. So yeah, the first chapter.
So we started the first chapter. The first chapter. This is a POV based book, so it flips from her POV to another POV. So we start off with her POV. And so her name is Nakira. I'm calling her Nakira. That's what the name I'm
okay with Nakira.
So we start off with Nakira Moon, and that's her name.
Cute.
We start off with
not good.
Not negativity.
Yeah.
First sentence, which I like, brings you in.
Yeah.
I immediately said strike one, because why did we come in and he's like, we're gonna be late if you don't hurry up. Yeah. And are you really gonna wear that to dinner with my parents? This is her fiance talking to her. If a man ever saw me getting dressed and we already running late and says, are you about to wear that?
The outfit didn't even sound crazy.
The outfit didn't even sound crazy.
She said leggings and a legging.
Well, no, she had a sweater and leggings. He wanted her to wear a sweater dress.
Oh.
Yeah, she said she had a simple black leggings with a cream oversized sweater. Oh, so it was like oversized or whatever.
That gives very 20.
And he says it's not fitting. It's not fitting to meet with my parents.
Okay, so she need to.
Even though at this point we don't know. They've been together for X amount of time because they're getting dressed in the same place. She's met these parents before. Yeah. This is not the first time they're meeting. This is not a first time meeting. This is just them meeting. So I said,
strike one. And his name is
Rome. And this is her fiance, Rome, now is talking to her. My fiance, my man was talking to me like that. Like, that's crazy.
Absolutely not. It's like, dang. But okay, like I know a lot of people do go through that. I'm thinking she's gonna have most of a scandalous outfit. No, it's just too underdressed. Okay, whatever. He's got opinions. Great. So
as always, a man with opinions.
So yeah, they get to.
I'm sorry, I had to take a picture. You can keep that in.
Okay.
He was just so adorable.
So yeah. Oh, we'll answer vacancy.
Oh yeah, I took a picture of him. He's so cute.
We'll terrorize her, but he's cute. So they eventually get to the parents' house, and we find out his parents are.
I'm sorry.
Did you have something in between?
I have a strike too.
Dang, before
immediately after. They didn't even get to the parents' house. Okay. My strike two was, you have your A's on, right? Stop being difficult. Because she says to him, that's right. I like see your mouth when you're talking to me if you're going to be talking to me. And he goes, don't you got your A's in? Stop being difficult. Could you believe that someone is talking down on you with your disability? I forgot to mention this in the beginning. In the beginning, the author does have a note.
Oh yeah, very beginning. Very nice, thoughtful note.
It has a very thoughtful note. It tells, the note is saying basically, italic sentences indicate ASL being used for communication. So that is her trying to make sure we all know that this character is using ASL, and I think that's very good. Yeah. Then she also mentions that the bold italics are used to emphasize words or phrases. ASL is a natural language with its
Right.
own grammar and syntax and vocabulary from spoken English. So I did think that it was really nice to have a
Yeah.
note
And she
about
said
the
she
fact that
did.
she did her research on
Yes.
ASL and that she hopes that
I'm
she
not trying to
did
offend
the community
nobody.
justice. And
Yeah.
as a person who does not know ASL and is not hard of hearing, because I know that's another thing, I'm hoping that it was done right as well. So far, it seems
Yeah.
like things are
Yeah.
making sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I
so
agree. I
yeah.
agree.
So
And she's
yeah.
trying something new. So
Yeah.
that's also a big push for this book was we were going for something new, and the sense of her being deaf was something new. I've never read a book about
Exactly.
that.
And then it also made me realize too is that she's writing it as a person who's not deaf.
Right.
Because sometimes people write from their experiences, but she's not writing from an experience that she has. So I do think that's a new concept.
Yeah.
I also have highlighted because I did actually highlight through every chapter.
No, that's fine. I did too, a little bit too, and then I'll
Okay.
round it off at the end. So
All
yeah,
right.
go ahead.
And my next one was right after that. She talks
You in the
about her
beginning
being
like,
deaf. Immediately, I was like, and that's what happens when you read on your iPad because that's also
that's so much easier.
it was so much easier
On the
because
Kindle.
my little baby Kindle is so a little old. Well, she's a little granny.
There's so many typos.
Yeah.
I don't have any. My finger be.
My Kindle's a granny, and on my iPad I have a pencil. So I was like,
no, that's cute.
highlight, highlight, highlight.
Yeah.
So I highlighted this fact that she says, "I've been deaf since I caught meningitis at 4 years old, and it was discovered too late, causing her to lose her hearing. And it wasn't until she got into school that her parents proceeded to get her hearing aids."
Sounded a little neglectful to me.
Yes, later in the book, we find out she is in 6th grade before they get her some hearing aids.
Yeah. Okay.
Which I thought was crazy.
I have to sneeze. I'm so sorry.
No, go fine. As we go through the chapter, though, we also learn that they're going to the dinner. She has a little dog. Her golden retriever's name is Bella. Service dog Bella. And she's already getting a headache. It's already starting rocky.
Yeah.
The boyfriend, the fiance, is a little mean. I feel like
he seems a little like flippant about her being handicapped.
Yeah, like.
But also, I'm like struggling. Like, I kind of don't want you to baby the person.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But there also is a respectful way of doing it.
Yeah, so don't you got your hearing aids in?
I think
that's crazy to me. And then trying to tell her you need to wear this type of dress or whatever the case may be.
So yeah, so they get to the dinner, and they basically talk about how Deacon, who's Rome's dad,
yes,
his business, and that comes up because they're talking about them being engaged
forever. They were engaged. They've been together for 8 years and engaged for 2.
Yeah.
And I can understand that if they were young when they got together because we don't really know the ages
I was
they
just
are.
About to say that.
So if they were together at young, I can understand being together for 8 years. Because like if you start dating somebody like 18.
From context clues,
but I feel like they're not that young.
And I wish she would have told us how old they were.
Yeah, I wanted that. Maybe
little detail.
Maybe we find that out later after chapter 10. But as of right now, I don't think we are. Because all we got was the brother is younger.
Right, but looks older. But we don't have like age. So if they were together from like 18, then I can understand like, okay, maybe y'all were together for 8 years because like he talks about past girlfriends with him.
Yeah. So that means they were together when they were older because he's had time to have like dating other people.
So they talk about how long they've been together and how like they've had been pushed. Their wedding has been pushed for so long, and the reasoning being is the dad starts speaking up, and he's like, "Well, I highlighted, as you know, I'm due to step down as CEO of Global Track Finances at the end of this year, and in preparation, I've been making sure Rome was ready, and I'm like, oh, and then my note was, of course, his dad runs a multi-million-dollar company, and he's been too busy to propose after
8 damn years because he's so busy. And he's about to start a new chapter in his life and he needs a wife that's going to be by his side and be supportive.
Oh yeah, I highlighted that too. Takes a special woman to handle a man in high. This is the mom.
That's literally
what's that hoe's name?
Marisol.
Marisol. Okay. Takes a special woman to handle a man in high power, and the best thing you can do is support your husband and be his peace.
I literally wrote be his peace after
I wrote ew.
Yuck. 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 Yo, Please insert that because I think it wouldn't sound so gross if it didn't feel so forceful and it's coming from like another woman and
trying to like put you down into your place.
Yeah, like you're not supposed to be an
you
equal.
Questioning too much.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be equal to him. You're just supposed to be a little carry-on wife. Yeah,
and let this ride out.
Yeah, I didn't love that part, and I think that's why I didn't like it as much.
I didn't like that part, but also I hate when anybody says "be his piece." Whether she was trying to create that character, be that person.
Yeah,
just that sentence alone makes me cringe uncontrollably.
Exactly.
And then there's a lot that happens on this one page, and then they talk about
having kids.
Yep.
And they said, we talked about, he immediately says, are you always talking about kids? And he immediately says, we've talked about kids, decided once we're getting married, we're gonna get started right away. And she's confused because she's like, no, we never thought about that. But she's gonna say out loud
in the chapter.
Yeah, that she's like, I hope it sounds, because she says it in the same place. She says, Rome didn't even want kids. He made that known to me. So he immediately
she says that to
herself while she's talking to the dad.
Later.
Yeah, they talk about it later again because the dad is saying when you're gonna have kids. Rome immediately is like, we're gonna have kids very soon, as soon as we get married. And she's like, you've definitely told me that we don't want to have kids. He's weird. And I wrote, my note was, he's gonna have kids with her and be an absent father. So she's gonna be a single mom in that house with herself and be an absent dad because he's lying through his teeth to his parents right damn now.
And I was thinking, my mind, when I first read that, I was like, oh, he's just trying to shut his parents up and keep it moving. But no, he meant it.
He meant it.
And then
they talk about her being deaf.
Very rude.
Did you see that? That was rude. Her mama rude as hell. Telling something. I know it might be challenging for you given your situation to be a mother.
Man,
but that's what nannies are for.
That's nothing to do with me being a mom.
She can hear. She can hear. She got it.
It's fine. Okay. And then they do bring up the brother. And then she asks Rome, have you spoken to your brother lately?
Yeah.
I hoped he would change his mind and attend the wedding. So she's been in communication with his brother. And then the end of chapter 1 is like she couldn't wait. But even though after everything,
you really
I summed it up.
You did sum it up because I got a lot to say.
Because we can't make these videos an hour and a half.
We can't. Okay, but I have the end of the chapter to say before the chapter ends.
Okay, this is my summary, and then Jamila's gonna break down my summary basically.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay, chapter 1 is about Nikira, who's engaged with Rome, who's gonna be a CEO, and his parents are giving uppity and miserable. And then Rome forces sex because he's stressed and needs to nut, and comes drip down her leg because he comes on her. And I felt like that was also important.
No, it was.
And it's probably gonna piss me off later on in the book.
It was.
But that was also like, okay, girl. I hate when they write them, they getting up and cum is dripping down. You're like, why he not wiping you down?
Because he don't care. Girl, the way
okay.
Girl.
So, and then what did in between that, okay.
So
break it down, yes. Because I know that.
Okay, it's her trying to confront the parents during the dinner, basically being like, no, we can fast forward that. Anyways, she basically at the end of the dinner is basically like, I feel being invisible is nothing new to me. So I felt like that was a part to call out just because I feel like that's going to be a theme in the book, that she's going to continue to feel invisible because it seems like that's how her relationship with this boy is, like feeling invisible,
or just growing up in general,
and just growing up in general of being invisible. And she mentions that too. She said her parents moved around her like she wasn't there, and until she got her hearing aids, she just grew up in silence, which I think is insane. For you to be going deaf, for you to be a hearing child and then go deaf at 4, and then for X amount of days, X amount of years, you are no longer a hearing child until someone gets you hearing aids is insane.
No, it is.
Like, that's crazy.
But funny enough, I watched the show Couples Therapy, and there was a couple, and he was it's a gay couple, and he was deaf, and he talks about how his family was very like, we're not about to give into the disability. You're going to be able to be around, and we're not getting you hearing aids basically, and you better learn how to assimilate into the world. And so that's a real thing. So that actually checked out. I would have thought that was so far fetched. Like, if my child was deaf,
was deaf, I'm going to do everything I can so they can assimilate properly. Though I'm going to learn.
It's not like so anti-disabilities. Then you realize.
I think every time I think about like any of these things, I always realize like how insane people are and how they treat their own kin so terribly. Because if my child was deaf, I would immediately be like, okay, what are all the programs, all the things I can figure out so that my kid feels as comfortable as a hearing person, you know? So yes, I'm learning ASL. I'm gonna help my kid learn how to speak if that's something they are involved in or able
Yep.
to do.
Yep.
Hearing aids,
Do all
was
the
it
things.
cochlear,
She
cochlear,
mentions it in the book.
like the implant they usually get
Yes.
if they can't get hearing aids, to get
Yes.
those. Like, why
Something.
are we so against your child living like a quality of life because they have a disability? That's insane to me.
Yeah, and it's a real thing. It's crazy. I don't know, but yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
So yeah, she felt very unseen most
Yes,
of her life.
unseen on most of her life. Now she unseen with this man's parents. Rome comes home later on, or
Ugh,
whatever the case may be. When they get home,
that was a
she
gross.
showers herself, and she's like, when he drank, he got horny, and most nights I don't mind because he didn't last long.
That sounds miserable.
Miserable girl, you're in misery. So y'all been together for 8 years, and his dick not good.
Then you come to find out it's because she was like, I don't really have many partners to even
To see
compare
what's
this
good or
with.
not.
So like, it's good enough for
I
me.
guess, girl, you. I said, yikes, girl, you in danger. That was my comment. Yikes, girl, you in
You in danger,
danger.
girl.
And then she's basically like, I don't want to do this, and he's like, it's fine, it's fine. You
As
don't have
she's
to do anything but
saying
lay
no.
down. I'll do all the work.
He said,
In between though, she says, why did you tell your parents that you want to have kids if you don't? And he goes, oh, because I'm going to do whatever my parents want me to do,
boo.
because they have expectations and they've done everything for me, so I'm just going to have kids. And I said, girl, now you about to be an absent father. But then she mentions who he is and how his because I wanted to make sure I highlighted what people look like, because I feel like oftentimes I'll read some books,
Mm-hmm.
and the description of the characters are raggedy. It's like, are we assuming that they're fine?
What was, I didn't highlight this. What was his
So his
description?
description is, Rome was handsome, with golden brown skin and lean yet defined body. He kept his face freshly shaven with just a mustache over his medium-sized lips and wore his haircut low.
Okay. It wasn't enough for me
No,
because
no,
it
no.
didn't last.
Oh
Because
yeah, no.
I have a really hard time thinking how anybody looks in this book.
Yeah, yeah,
So
no.
that will also be a strike
I
towards
still,
this book in general for
yeah, yeah,
me.
because I did not think his description was
It's just very
good enough. It
generic.
was just like, he's handsome. Da, 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 da. Of course he's handsome.
He
Like,
handsome, has a mustache,
has a
low
mustache.
fade.
That's he.
I
Any
added the
he's
fade.
any gold brown man I've
So he
ever
light
seen.
skin? Is Golden Brown light skin?
Oh no, I don't know what golden brown look like.
Like Chris Brown?
Are we golden brown? Am I golden brown? Are you
I like
golden brown?
I like how you said we. We.
Are we golden brown? So I highlighted that because I think oftentimes, like you said, like I said, I don't remember what these people be looking like,
And I
and
don't
sometimes
like
they're
that.
not described very well.
Mm-mm. So that was a demerit for me.
Yeah, no, I agree, because I still don't know what she looks like.
I don't know what this girl looked
But
like.
I did highlight a few of the things because
I
some
did
other
too.
people said what she looked like, so I highlighted a few of those. But
So
I'm
yeah.
not getting, it's not clicking. I'm not
Mm-mm.
getting her visual. Anyways, he goes on to lay on down on her, and very rude, very nasty. He says, all you have to do is lay here.
Yes.
I think that's weird. And I said, this is a crime. That was my note. This is a crime. She says Rome's dick wasn't the longest, but it had a lot of girth. Girl, you're in danger. This is crime. So
it was also the way it was described was she was in the middle of basically being like, I don't really want to. I
I
don't
don't
want to. And
really
he
want to do
said
that.
he gonna slide this to me. Just open the legs.
Yeah, all you have to do is
and
lay
all of a
there.
sudden
I'll
it's in
take
her.
care of everything.
All of a sudden it's in her.
And then he says, yeah, my
and he's
eyes
like,
closed.
I needed that.
And that's it. And that's it. I needed that. And that was it.
Wasn't a good time.
While I loved him, there were times I wish he took my feelings into consideration. When he got drunk, he always disregarded how I felt about things. Girl, sadly, was like, oh, after all that happened to her, she turned off her hearing aids and wanted to.
She said,
click, click.
I would, and you know what?
I would
almost
too.
sounds like a luxury in the sense where it's like, I wish I could just, I'm done with this.
I'm done hearing.
Please.
I wish I was, sometimes, as a person who wears glasses, I wish I was more blind. Sometimes I want to take them off and see nothing, but I can still see without my glasses.
I'm sorry, I don't feel that way.
Okay, well, you don't ever take your glasses off and be like, I'm done seeing today?
No, I do that all the time because sometimes
seeing is too much.
Seeing is a lot, but also I think that's like being like bad sighted. Like you just be like the glasses, be doing like. Sometimes I just want to see regular, and my regular is bad. Sometimes I don't want to see the world crystal. So I guess I see what you're saying, but I don't want it to be worse.
But I wish mine is because
I need to see, girl. I need to see. I'm sorry.
I can see enough. That's why.
Girl, I can't see shit.
The chapter ends.
Yes.
With her basically being like, we grew up different. And he said he's never been with a girl. Oh, and of my maturity, he's never been a girl who's different from me or my maturity. So she is younger than him. She's younger than him, but I don't know how much younger. And then she says things weren't always perfect. He had his flaws, but I still couldn't wait to be Mrs. Nakira Thornton. And that's how the
Boo.
chapter
So
ends.
you get a lot of information in the first chapter. Your first
Yeah.
chapter, you see the dynamic between them, and you get a little taste of his parents because it becomes prevalent that the parents ain't going nowhere. All right, let's get into chapter 2. Chapter 2. Do you have anything in the beginning?
She meets her. We start off with meeting her cousin, and her cousin is signing to her. And I was like, "Oh, that's very nice." So we get that part of the italics in here where her cousin is signing to her, and she's telling her like, "Oh, are you okay?" She's like, "Oh, woke up with a headache because of my aids. My aids make my head hurt when I have them on for too long." And her cousin is being a nice cousin, and basically she's saying like all she ever had was her cousin because she was the only child, and her cousin was has 2 kids in her family. She has 2 cousins or whatever, but the grandparents only had 2 kids. So the family's very small.
Yeah.
So her mom only has a sister. The sister had 2 kids. Her mom only had 1 kid, so there's 3 kids. She's only like a year older than her, so it was just her and Summer all the time. And that's like her, I call her like a sister cousin.
Yeah.
Because that's her sister cousin, which I have a shout out to my sister cousin. Because I got one. Because I don't have a lot of. I mean, our family's not huge. It's not small, but it's not huge. And that's my sister cousin. We grew up together, even though she's older than me, but she's my sister cousin. And
I mean, the only note I have from this was the end.
Oh.
And I just kind of like summed it up. So I don't know if you had anything in the middle.
Well, I can't say only because I don't know what was happening with me. But I do think the sister cousin effort of it all was that she mentions that no one in her family, that's what we're talking about,
she kind of
AIDS, is no one in her family ain't shit.
Yeah.
No one in her family bothered to learn sign language except for Summer, which I was like, that's crazy. Summer dislikes Rome. Summer is like, I'm not Team Rome. You deserve better. I know you could get better. I'm kind of sick of him, and he is raggedy. And Nakira is like, girl, I love my man. I love my man though. He doing his best. Da 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 da. And she's just like, no, you can do better.
So my summary on chapter 2, we get into the intro to Summer, her overprotective cousin and BFF, basically. The only other girl is the younger sister. Nakira has a headache and she questions, where's Rome at? Why isn't he helping you? And she gets a little Nakira gets a little defensive about it. So she's all about protecting her man, I see. And then after all that, later in the day, Rome comes home with some gifts. Girl. He buys her nice gifts and then tells her he's got to go on a work trip for a week. Sus. Then gets into a car accident, even though he's supposed to be on the way to the airport.
Also sus.
So we get a lot of random. A lot also happens in chapter 2 towards like that ending part.
Yes, and I have my notes where. So after she's a sister, we do also find out that she does art for a living. She's an artist, so she does illustrations for books, and she's also creating her own children's book.
You know what's funny is I was like, I should highlight what she does. I was like, I was too lazy. I was like, I bet Jamila gonna bring it up.
I do remember.
And she did.
So she does book covers, she does merchandise, she does all that stuff like that. He comes downstairs and
he's like, come on downstairs. Goddamn, I was calling you. I sent the dog for you.
I sent the dog for you. I know. The dog being able to, nudge her for when she needs to talk to someone because she can take her hearing aids off in her house. I think that's really good. He don't really like that though. He was like, "Oh, what the hell you got this dog for? Put your aids in. Yeah. And I can just call her from your name down." Immediately though, when he gets downstairs, she sees, like you said, he gets this present. This is what I wanted to note. The other night, I know whenever we meet with my parents, it makes you uneasy, but you were on your best behavior. So I thought you deserved a reward. Gross. I said, yuck. Because what do you mean I was on my best behavior and I deserve a reward? Is it crack?
Must be.
Are you well?
But hey, this is her man and she's excited to marry.
I wish a man would tell me that. You was on your best behavior talking to my parents. Good girl. You deserve a reward. Like I'm that fucking dog that's downstairs who just came and nudged me. That's what we said to that dog.
So yeah, he's pretty just disrespectful.
He's disrespectful. And you can tell he's like pretentious and uppity and I deserve this and this is how I should talk to people and things like that. It's gross. And he learned it from his gross ass parents too. But again, my man. Yeah. Because she is so, wow, it's so beautiful. Because the way I'd have been like, take this shit back. Keep it. I wish a man would say that to me. Reward. Anyways.
Yeah.
So then he goes, like you said, mentioned he has to go out of town at the last minute. Literally, it's like the car is on its way to pick me up right now.
Yeah, that was also like crazy. It's
Minutes
like, how are you
away.
gonna tell me like you're going away for a week? And she's like, okay, when? Now. Gotta
Now,
go.
the car's on its way. I actually already called the car.
That's
Huh?
so crazy.
We live together and you feel like you can communicate with telling me when you're
When
going
you're
out of town or when you're leaving, you can tell me. And then when she goes, you're telling me this now, and he's like, yeah, I knew a few days ago, but I forgot to tell you. And then she mentions
suspicious,
which I think is weird. I don't thought that was weird too.
Yeah.
And then she goes and she's like, well, I can just come with you. And I know men, dating men, especially if you've been with a man who has the freedoms that he has.
Yeah.
It seems, because it seems like he makes enough money. He also works for his parents. So honestly, why can't she go with you?
Right.
She can stay. Oh, I don't want you to be bored. She works from home.
Exactly.
So that means she can work and do her job anywhere that you are at. So she could be in the hotel room. She's already a homebody because she'd be at the house. She says that. She'd be at the house anyways. So why would it matter if she is in the hotel room waiting for you to get off of work? I thought that was suspicious. And I think I wrote in a note, was like, well, where he going? Question mark?
Where is he going? Because it don't
Where's he going?
Doesn't sound
Because
like
it sounds suspicious. You want
something in my eye. Yeah, I don't know. I think a little bit.
So yeah, so that happens. He says no, you can't come
Yeah.
at all. I'm gonna be in meetings all day.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see you when I get off of work. Don't care. Rude. He leaves. He rolls out. She says he does have last minute trips. So I guess that's why she's not really bothered by the situation, because she does say, well, his last minute trips always bothered me, but she doesn't say anything.
Like she just rolls with it at this point. So
exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, that was basically. And then he leaves, and then she gets a call in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night,
his stank ass mama calling like, "Finally, you pick up.
Finally, it's about time you answer."
Hello.
First of all, it's the middle of the night. I don't know what's going on. It was around 6 when he left for the airport. I didn't ask, but I assumed his flight was around 8, since we typically leave 2 hours prior to our flights. But yet, suspicious. How is he getting in a car accident? If it's now midnight, I'm picking up the phone when your mama calling me at midnight, and he got into a car accident. Where? But it obviously was still here, because it wasn't wherever he was landing at.
Right. Because she tells her to come. Like,
she doesn't come to the hospital. So where has he been for the last 6 hours? I think I only have another note is basically how like certain things are written. Like the part that I kind of highlighted was just like, racing to my walk-in closet. I snatched the door open, raced inside.
Lots of racing.
There's no time to waste. And I feel like sometimes the author is like kind of over like giving over explanation or over description
of things, but then also lacking description
of other things.
Yeah.
Because like the racing to walk-in closet, it's like, oh, I went to my closet.
Like, you're giving me a better view. You're giving me a better visual of her going to a closet than of the people themselves.
Yeah, because I wanted to know, like, she meets the mom and she meets the dad, and I wish we got more of a description of what those two people look like. I also wanted a more description of
talking.
Marisol looks like. I mean, not Marisol, mom. I want to know what the mom and the dad looks like, because mom's name is Marisol. So I'm like,
it sounds like he might be caramel skin because he might be mixed.
Yeah, is he mixed with, like, is he Latino? Yeah. Latino, or what is he? Like, you know, and then
so then we get to chapter 3, and I have one initial like note when chapter 3 starts, and I write, I'm pretty bored of this so far. So thankfully, chapter 3 then turns into
spice it up.
Creed Thornton's point of view.
Creed Thornton.
I'm like, who the hell is Creed Thornton?
Mind you, I said the same thing, as if because I did not.
Like, my fault. Okay, so now we just jump into a stranger across the way.
And my fault for not connecting the last names, because she says that. She says, I'm going to be Nakira Thornton.
Right. We get into chapter 3, and yes, they give this real descriptive scene of some sort. It looks like you have it highlighted.
I have the fact that her arms were spread and attached to the wrist by a red rope to the spreader above her head. And I said, oh, where are we at?
I was so confused. I said, where are we?
I know where we're at. As soon as he said that, I said, I know where we are, because
I had to keep reading.
Never mind. I knew where they was at.
Okay.
And then when it was like her feet were tied to the lower spreader, I said, I know where we are. Like, I know where she's going to put us in, like, eventually where we're going to get to.
I'm thinking like, okay, he just got a little red room or something. No. So chapter 3 opens with that intense scene, and you find out that they're at a sex club.
Yeah. He's at a sex club
that he frequents multiple times a month. And like he said it real casual, like it wasn't a lot. And I had a problem with that, because I said No, that's kind of frequent.
Yeah,
You going to the sex clubs?
a couple of times a month. No, that is
That means you go
frequent.
at least like once a week or something.
A couple of times a month, yeah. If you're not going once a week out of the 3 weeks in a month, that means you're going twice a week, and then maybe a week off, and then you're going once another week. Yeah, you're going
Not
pretty
my
often,
Kindle,
sir.
not scrolling.
And I did think that her, again, we talked about this before, like just now, is that her descriptions of like kind of the environments are really in
Yeah.
depth, but the
Yeah.
descriptions of the people are not in depth
Yeah.
because she speaks so. This scene was so in depth. Like I know exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
Like the lady on the bench,
Yeah.
he touching her, the
She's
dick,
tied
the
up.
breathing, he tied up, his dick getting hard.
Mm-hmm.
He rubbing on the lady's lower lip. He doing all this. He's doing all of these things,
It's a real breakdown.
and
Woke me up real quick.
I'm really like, oh, I know what's going on. Do I know what this man looks like?
No.
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 And I don't like that because I want to be able to visualize the characters. And I know there's could be the way she describes everything else. I know she knows how to she can describe the people. She just has
Yeah.
to work it in. And I
Yeah.
feel like she didn't do a great job at working it in, but yet we have so many words of what's going on.
Yeah. It then goes on in the chapter. He gets a call.
You know what? Before you get to where you're talking about, we're still in this scene. This scene is like 4, 5,
No,
6 pages.
this scene was
It's a
long.
very long page.
It's very
Very just
descriptive.
it's so, and again, that's why I'm like, what does this man look like? I wish we'd got like I wish he would have described him at this length, and she does
Yeah.
not. But I thought it was a part where he goes, her juices drenching my trimmed pubic hair. Why was that necessary?
Trim. I remember being like, I should highlight this, but Jamila's probably gonna say something. I have like a sixth sense with this. I was like, I know Jamila's gonna bring this up because it's so stupid.
I don't
I
know
hate
why I
when y'all
needed to add that in.
bring respectability, cleanliness, politics into sex. This is crazy.
I was like, why do we need that?
You want to tell me this man is pubes are trimmed, but I don't know what he looks like?
I didn't think we needed that at all.
They love to tell you. Oh, it pisses me off.
And then the part I also didn't like, to be honest, and this is just me being nitpicky. It was like I said, the scene is very lengthy, but to me, some of these descriptors could have been left out. Like walking over to the bowl of the table near the wall, I grabbed some of the condoms, moved back to the bench, I pushed my boxes
it's like
down.
a script.
I did this. Yeah, it's kind of like someone should read this and act it out versus me reading it like someone's acting it out. And that's what part I didn't like. I wish she could have summed it up in a different way to make it more like flow a little bit better, because I don't think that you should I do like that books include safe sex, because I think a lot of books and a lot of movies do not include safe sex. They'll just skip over that, and you're like, wait, you fucking a stranger with no condom on? That's crazy. Like I like when books include that, but I felt like you said it felt like a script. So it was like lifting the condom to my mouth, I ripped it open my teeth after securing it on my, like, girl, I don't think we needed that. Securing on the dick, I lifted it off, I put it on, I think it could have been like, I opened it up and I put it on. Like, I think there didn't need to be two different sentences. I think we could have just slid it all together and summed it all up a little bit more gracefully. And then he gets to the part about the trimmed pubic hair. We get past that, and then he's like, this is where it all ties in. Took his couple of strokes before I followed suit, releasing into the condom. The condoms come back up. We know he released into a condom because he put one on. After that, removing the condom, I walked to the trash can. I tossed it before moving to the fridge to grab a bottle of water. Like, I do think that we could have cut it down to make it more graceful and have more flow, because like you said, for it to sound less like a script and more like I'm reading something that I can feel like I'm part of, because I think that's my, when I read certain books, I want to feel like, oh, I'm in the scene, but it felt like I wasn't in the scene. It felt like I was
out of, like
I'm reading a scene. I'm reading how the scene could play out, versus it being like, oh, I'm in the scene. Like, it wasn't like a movie in my head. It was more so like,
she also describes the hell out of the sex club. So
yeah,
it's very interesting what she chooses to
put a lot of description into.
But it's like with the people, it's kind of just like,
she kind of skims past that, because even like her talking about like he does, like, he's all about like aftercare and things like that. He gives the lady water, and I was like,
I was kind of getting the vibe like she made sure to talk about the aftercare because he is a thoughtful person. But sometimes when I read stuff like that, I'm like, man, niggas ain't thinking about no goddamn aftercare. Why
But
would
they
you
should.
word it like that? No, but in their mind, no. I'm not saying that men don't. Some men
Oh,
don't do it.
I
I'm
took.
saying
That's what he says because she says he's like I took care of them. Aftercare was a must. Like
aftercare
that's
is a
literally what
must.
he says.
What man is saying aftercare is a must? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean out loud. Like it
Out
doesn't feel
loud.
like it would. It's
But there are men that are
oh,
kind
then
and
we'll
wipe
do
you
it.
up and do
Yeah,
the
and do
things,
the
get you a glass
aftercare
of water.
water.
But
Yeah,
I'm not thinking aftercare is a must.
yeah, yeah.
Gross. Keep that in your head. Do it, but I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
Anyways, most of the chapter is about the sex club, and then also you jump to his job.
Yes, we
So
get
you
it to
get a
page
little
break, and we're immediately at the Smith Shipman house.
right. And how I kind of got a little lost in this scene. They just start talking on the phone. He gets a phone call about some shipments, and then they really break down. It sounds like he owns basically like a logistics truck company, and they do truck shipments for companies. Start talking about contracts.
He's a steel freight shipping operator.
Jesus Christ.
He owns a steel freight shipping.
I'm like, are we
place.
getting to like he low key sells drugs? That's what I was hoping for. A little.
But that man don't sell no drugs.
He don't sell no drugs. We just getting an in-depth
We
description
just
of
get
his
a
job.
very in-depth description of what he's done and
Still don't
what's
know what he
going
look like.
on and how some shipment got messed up. His manager,
Yes.
something happened. He checked his iPad. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like
A
you
lot
said,
of stuff.
a very in-depth description
And then
of how his like kind of also like gives you more of like in like how his
day-to-day.
personality is too,
Yeah.
because he's kind of like, you know, I hate when money and time is wasted. I'm all
Right.
about efficiency.
They always write the men
And
like that.
how men are always about efficiency,
So efficient.
even though they never are as efficient as they. Anyway, we get a lot of that.
Yes.
We get a
And
lot of that,
then
and
he
then
gets
she
this phone
phone
call. He's
call.
like, unknown number. Doesn't
He
answer it. Gets it again. He answers it. And it's like, this is Nikira, your
Rome's
mother.
fiance.
Right, because she has to introduce who she is because they clearly don't really know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, your brother's in an accident. And so he's like, oh, okay. Then he thinks to himself, why didn't my parents tell me?
Exactly.
Why didn't nobody else tell me? But he makes a trip to home.
Yeah, to home.
Yes.
Before that, though, I wrote
and
when she says, "Hey, are you busy?" He goes, "I run $1 million business. I'm always busy." I said, "Okay." I mean, okay.
I think he's still showing up to the hospital in this chapter.
He does.
And I highlighted.
It's right after the part after she calls that he goes to the hospital.
There does another page break or something. Okay. Yeah. She's like, he's like, typically I only.
Oh yeah, I highlighted this. Okay, go ahead and read it because I highlighted the same thing.
Typically, I skipped the sentence, but I'm saying
yes, I dragged my the beginning. Go ahead.
Typically, I only bought them out for special occasions, but I knew it would bother my parents, so I compromised. She was lucky I had only worn one. She was lucky I'd only worn the bottom one and not both. So he's talking about grills.
He
so
talking about a grill.
To go to visit his brother who's been in a tragic accident. He's like, I'm gonna pack my grill so I know that my parents hate it, so I'm gonna get in this skin. Like, what?
Well, it took him 4 days to get there. Did you not know that?
No.
Yeah. So I think it's this chapter or maybe it's the next one. He talks about like that girl. Nikira calls him.
Yeah.
And it takes him 4 days to get there because he had to do other stuff. He was packing up the business and figuring out all the things he needed to do.
So I also wrote. I was like.
So that's why he was like.
But he
knew. He knew his ass was going out in the club. He said, "I'm about to be in the streets."
Right. He's gonna make it like I'm visiting, but I'm also visiting.
Yeah. So he said, "Let me put this. Let me pack this grill so I could show the girls."
I wrote dumb, but also where do they live, right? So I did write that, but then I do see like right after that, it's like before hopping. So yeah, he does some stuff before hopping on a plane and traveling to West Pier.
Yeah, it took me a few days.
Where is this?
In order to get to West Pier, I'm not sure.
So is this a made up? Like, why would you just give me a city? Why not? If you're gonna like, I don't know, like, is she making this up? Is this a real place?
Oh no, I think it's made up. I'm fine with making up cities. I think though, with all the descriptions that she gives for everything else, I do wish that West Pier was described. Like I wish it was West Pier is east of Compton, or West Pier is in the heart of Virginia, or West Pier is north of North Dakota. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I wish.
And then they talk about this place often.
So yeah, so they keep saying West Pier, but we don't have like a description of West Pier.
Mm-mm.
And mind you, she described everything else, and so I feel like she missed the missed the mark a little bit on just giving us what West Pier was
Yes.
giving. Like, what is West Pier? A fall
Where
town?
is it?
Where is it
In the sense,
located?
like West.
As of right
20
now,
chapters and
we've
that's when we
read
find out.
10 chapters and we still don't know where West Pier is. And I do
Crazy.
wish we could have got a description of that. But after we hear about West Pier, I do highlight what the main character looks like.
Me too. No, I did too.
Okay, good.
But that was in chapter 4. What did you highlight?
I did because right after she says he's hopped on a plane. So he says her almond shaped medium brown eyes, exhaustion rested on her round milk chocolate face. So as of right now, we know that she has almond shaped medium sized brown eyes and she's milk chocolate faced. So now at this point I think you might be golden and I'm milk chocolate faced. Maybe.
No. Sorry, I just had a moment. Like, I just hate these type of descriptions. It's so bland.
No. Especially since she does so much describing. She does so much in-depth description.
That's all you could give me.
And
she doesn't give much care to her.
Yes. Sure, her people are
give
not
life to them, please.
She's not. So I don't have any of that. Yeah. Yes. So that's what we got from there.
So basically, chapter 3 is about Creed, and you get
to experience the parents. You get to experience his parents in the dynamic towards all of the characters in the sense of how they are seems to be babying the brother Rome, who's in a coma at this point. So they get to the hospital and Rome is in a coma, so and they don't know if he's gonna wake up. Right? Yeah, they tell the brother, "Why are you even here?" First of all, they're nasty to him. What are you here for? Who called you to be here? And he was like, "Nakira called me." Oh, what is she calling you for? Why would you call him? He don't need to be here.
Why would you question though? They asked it very nastily, but it was a good question. Like, if the parents didn't call him,
why would you call him?
Are you calling him? I want to know why too, but I understand the sentiment behind it. Like, he's in a coma.
He's in a coma. Everyone should be here.
But what if there was like some deep rooted beef? Like he was like a sexual predator.
But I think no, I don't. That's why I'm like, no. I only say no to that because they've been together for 8 years. He would have known. He would have told her like, my brother is a sexual predator. That's why I fuck with him like that. Because no, remember,
but they're cool. The brothers
in the rest of the chapter. No, the brothers aren't cool.
I didn't get to have beef. The brothers.
They do have beefs. That's why he's not coming to the wedding.
I just felt like he really fuck with them like that.
Yes, but he's like, I don't fuck with none of. No, if me and my brother are cool, but he don't really fuck with the family like that, he's still gonna come to my wedding. That means y'all not cool. You're not coming to the wedding, and they've asked him multiple times. They said that in the chapter. They were like, we've asked him multiple times, and he not coming. So that means he don't fuck with y'all at all, like even in brother included. So I thought that they were very nasty, but we get to see more of a dynamic on how the family is towards the brother, and to Nakira, and
very dismissive, very
controlling,
very nasty people.
But he's like, hey, I'm coming and I'm gonna be in town. The mom's like, are you gonna be in town for long? And he's like, yeah, probably 3 weeks. I have a hotel room, because he has a business in West Pier, so which is his first business. So wherever he was prior to this, when he first walked onto the scene, that's his second expansion. Yeah. He's in West Pier right now. Don't know if it's the same city.
His corporate office, his home base is at home.
And it's at home. Yeah. We don't know where this at home is in comparison to the other place, location, which we also don't know the name of. The other location.
I'm sure we'll get that information later on. But basically what I ended up writing is, this is the brothers chapter, Creed, and I'm assuming this is the forbidden love interest. He a freak and the family and him got beef.
Exactly.
That was my note for that chapter.
And we're done. We get to chapter 4. Starts off, it's Nakira's chapter again. We're here at Nakira's chapter. I got a highlight about what Creed looks like.
Me too. This is the one I
That's
highlighted.
all we got.
Creed's gingerbread colored face.
That's all we got. So Creed is gingerbread colored. And the brother is golden colored.
So they're both light skinned. Because I was like, okay.
Gingerbread colored. Now I don't know what any of these colors mean.
Well, because gingerbread to me
feels
like gingerbread.
I feel like I'm gingerbread colored. If we talking about it, I ain't got no like. Am I gingerbread colored?
Look up gingerbread real quick.
I know what a gingerbread looks like.
We're gonna put a picture of gingerbread, and I think depending on the gingerbread, because some gingerbread are light, and some gingerbread. I think to say
sometimes you can overcook gingerbread.
Overcook them, yeah.
But most gingerbread is that same brown color.
Yeah, it's like a toasty.
Yeah, like I could be that
yeah.
color.
It's like a toasty. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a toasty brown. So he is gingerbread colored. The brother is golden brown.
Okay, so they're basically just brown skin.
They're just brown some people.
But she's trying to find descriptive words for people. She clearly struggling with that. So, yes. And I said finally someone described. And then I also say
finally
I highlight. So this we're back on Kira's chapter. Did we say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I nicknamed her Kira.
Okay.
I was like, okay. I got tired, Kindle writes so slow. So I also highlighted right after that. You might as well just stay there and come back tomorrow, Marisol. Wait, let me just go to this whole. My whole point was the family was rude.
No,
I highlighted a whole section
are rude.
And how so basically Kira's like, okay, she's at the hospital, she's visiting her man every day because she's concerned and she's worried. But also there was like in the brothers chapter, they don't clearly tell him what happens. I don't think they also don't clearly tell her what happens.
They don't, because she starts the conversation. Like, he says what happened, and then the parents say, she goes, well, he was an accident, and the dad says, just know he was an accident.
Yeah, they cut him off.
So something must have happened.
And they haven't.
Suspicious.
Yeah, they're trying to keep some hush hush. She's been visiting him. She's like talking to the mom. She's like, I'm gonna go home, get a change of clothes. And then the mom's like, you might as well just stay at home and come back tomorrow. And she's like, what? No, I plan on being no more than an hour. She's like, he's not going nowhere. No sense of you being up here day and night. Just go home, come back tomorrow. And she waved me off. So then she says,
and then the daddy goes, actually, it's gonna be 2 in testing in the morning, so actually tomorrow afternoon.
Later. And
just then, never come back.
There's this theme of her being like, I try to respect my future in-laws, but both Marisol. What's Marisol?
What are you looking at?
Look. But both Marisol made it hard. What's Marisol?
More so. Oh. Oh my goodness.
Wait a second. No, I was thinking she was speaking Spanish for a second.
You was holding on to that Marisol so bad. You was like, it's all Spanish.
Wait a second.
It's all Spanish.
Anyways. We all have our mistakes. Okay. And we're back. Okay.
I can read.
Sometimes, I guess not. Okay. Yeah, she tried to respect her future in-laws, but really, Marisol made it hard.
Mm-hmm.
And then Creed is there, and he's like shaking his head, watching this all go down. Basically, they tell them both to leave.
Yeah, he's like, I'm
Creed's like, I'm not about to argue.
He said, I'm about to go anyways. I don't care.
Right.
They come together in the elevator, and she's just like, you know what? I usually don't try to say anything or whatever the case may be to your parents. Your parents are really nasty to me.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's just how they are.
Yeah.
And you have to pick or choose your battles because they will always try to win. And she's like, I just wish that they would include me in more things because I'm his fiance, which I thought was, they very much are hitting on the be cute and close your mouth situation.
She made a point to say that she has no control over his medical stuff because he never wrote her down to be, in case of anything happens to him, that she's in charge of medical decisions. The parents are. So they make sure to let her know and
every second. Well, if he wanted you to care, if he wanted you to be a part of your medical decisions, he would have wrote it in.
And then they head out.
They get to the elevator.
He drives
lots of description about the truck. Lots of description about where they're parked. Yeah. And lots of description about her getting from his parking spot to her parking spot.
They have a long conversation on the way to the car because then it gets kind of crazy in my opinion. So they're having a conversation, very casual. And as she's heading to her car, she's like, he's mentioned how he's staying at a hotel. She's like,
he also talked shit about her car first.
I know you got this bright ass
he said,
Mini Cooper, right?
Yes, he talked shit about her car and how she has bright ass yellow car. And it's a Mini Cooper parked in the handicap spot. He said, he said, I ain't gonna shit on your little box car.
I was like, oh, not too much.
I was like, you doing a little flirting, huh? You don't know this girl.
She basically invites him to stay she's like, instead of staying at a hotel, why don't you stay at me and your brother's house? And he kind of froze, glanced up, and then his thick brows, and his hooded syrup-colored eyes.
So he brown skin with light colored eyes.
With hooded eyes at that. Anyways,
Okay.
um,
I visualized a little
yeah.
bit.
So basically, they end up talking about it, and yes, he agrees to go.
Yeah. She gets back to the
I thought
house.
that was crazy.
I I I don't know
I
if
tried to.
I'm going to invite a man that
I tried to
I
think.
hardly know. Like she basically
I
is like,
personally probably wouldn't feel
I've
comfortable doing
only
that.
met him
I don't
once
care.
or twice, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like,
He don't want to come to our wedding. Like, I don't know.
yeah, I don't think I would have asked somebody's brother to stay at the house that I shared with his
Mm-mm.
family either. He meets the dog. She kind of gives him a rundown of what's going on in the house. That's what we get. At at some point after that, she's sleeping. She hears a rumble. Bella nudges her open, and this is when we first get the first step of like, ooh, what's gonna be happening next? Because she opens the door because she's confused of what's going on because she doesn't have her hearing aids in. The Bella the dog has woken her up, and she's like, oh, you want to get out? You want to go? Go out to pee? She opens the door, and she is face to face with Creed. And she's like, oh, he has on like an outfit on and everything. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up, but I need the key. Because she told him that she was going to get him a spare key the next day. And she goes, oh, no worries. As she looks at him, he goes, oh, but you need to put some pants on. And that's when she's like, oh, I don't have any pants on.
Oh my God, I just forgot.
And I forgot that I didn't have any pants on. All I have is a t-shirt and my panties on. T-shirt and my panties on. So she shuts the door and she goes to her dress. She puts pants on. He's like, don't worry about it. Ain't nothing I ain't seen before.
Okay.
Ain't nothing I ain't seen on a person before.
Okay.
Okay, girl.
But you didn't have to call it out. Gosh, embarrassing.
I think he should have just ignored it and went downstairs and got that key and shut his mouth. Because why are you bringing attention to the fact that I ain't had no pants on? Like, I get it. You already said it. You already said I had no pants on.
Yeah. So I also summed it. This is how.
Oh, he's also taller than his brother.
Yes.
Did you see that description?
Yes, he's taller than his brother. He's more mature looking. You would think he's the older one, but he's the younger one.
He love a pair of Timbs.
Loves.
He has a black Timbs already,
and a regular pair.
And he has a regular pair. He got some butters on.
I was like, so is this New York?
Is this like East Coast? It's giving East Coast just because.
Yeah, because like but the West Coast people wear Timbs? I don't know.
Not in the way that East Coast people wear Timbs.
Right. I said, so basically this chapter is basically summed up as she let Creed stay with her, opened the bedroom door in panties, you ain't slick. Creed was a gentleman opening the door. Also, like when they were leaving the hospital, he was just doing very gentleman things that she was shocked about. Like when they were going to the car, he opened the door for her, took her bag, and she was like, oh wow. And she
doing shit her man don't be doing. And I said,
shaking my head. Yeah.
Because he wasn't doing that much. He was just doing like, I'm being hospitable to someone I know is going through a tough time. Because he also mentioned like how tired she looked and things like that. So he's just being hospitable. But the fact that you had to notice how he's being hospitable to you is because your man don't be hospitable. He told you deserve a treat and brought you a little brace. Oh yeah, I was gonna say chapter 5 is Creed's.
Yep, chapter 5 is Creed.
What was your summary?
My summary for chapter 5. Boring chapter. They just hung out, ate dinner. He learned about her condition. That's what my summary was.
Okay, because in the beginning, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so in the beginning, he meets up with his friend Dylan. They're at the pool hall. His friend Dylan owns a pool hall, whatever. I don't like when people product place things. So there's a part where she's like, he adjusted the yellow gold DeVille treasure on his arm, on his wrist, and then brought a glass of hollow oak. What did he bring? Is it whiskey? Is it rum?
I was like, this must be a known, like a fancy dark liquor.
And this must be a fancy possible bracelet and or watch that's on his wrist. Which I do think I do understand, like kind of pushing the opulence of what kind of opulence he has on him versus like maybe his brother, because maybe is his hood opulence. I don't know. So like but I don't like when they do product placement in books. So he gets a text from Nakira, and this is where we get another piece of description of her. Nakira was not only a looker, but she also had a petite frame, short torso, jutting breasts, and a narrow waist. She was average height for a woman with long, slender legs. Her shape fit her and was well proportioned. Absolutely nothing. I've gained nothing from that. She was average. She was not only a looker. She's a pretty girl. It's all I got. And I think that would be good if we were describing a side character. But the fact that we're describing the main character like this, especially since she's describing so much. You just told us about the Tesserasso, whatever, a watch, and the hollow oak liquor, and her friend, and who Dylan is, and all this other stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We get so much description of what the back of bank shot is, which is his pool hall in East Ridge,
Okay,
and
so
Dylan was the leader of the Drift Kings,
yeah,
and da
but
da
you
da
know
da
what it made me
da.
think? It made me think there must be another book. As I was reading, there must be another book on Dylan and his life. It was too much.
We
it
did
felt
get a lot of
it felt
Dylan.
like he was being incorporated into the story so much so that
I'm almost thinking. I did think that I didn't think that there was already a book for him, but I did think
for
that
him and Camille.
he could get a book. Because I was like,
Oh, I wonder. We should
are we
look.
gonna get a book?
So yeah, like I said, my review was it was just like a boring chapter because you just got so much details about this hangout, and then they had a dinner,
Yeah,
and he learned more about her condition. She did go very. That was the chapter where she went very in depth. You could tell she did her research about her being deaf and like the neglectfulness of her parents and how the family doesn't really care that she has this handicap and how she's kind of just learned about it and how to manage on her own. So you get
yeah.
a really in depth description about that. So
She
then
cooks.
they have a
She makes rasta pasta. That's why I
mm-hmm.
was kind of giving. Is this New York? Because New Yorkers love some rasta pasta. Okay.
Really, you think so?
Yeah, it's also made up. It was made up in New York.
That's what I'm. But I feel like it's so
I mean,
prevalent
a lot of
everywhere
people love rasta
now.
pasta, but the Thames,
I guess
not maybe it's
so.
not New York. It might be some East. I do think it's in the Northwest though. Northeast, sorry. I think it is in the Northeast. He also we get another piece of description of her too. She had a medium sized nose.
Stupid. Okay, but yes, it was more of a descriptive chapter, not so much of the characters, but just more a lot of talking. That's why I think I called it boring because there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of description of a lot of things outside of her disability discussion.
Yeah.
So then we go on to chapter 6. We get back to Nakira,
Yeah.
and it starts. I don't know if it starts off, but basically she gets to the hospital and finds out
He's
that
still in the hospital. He's still
she
in a
gets
coma.
yeah, and then because she's consistently checking on him, she goes there, and then you find out Thornton suffered a stroke last night due to an infection that caused his blood pressure to spike. We managed to get his blood pressure under control and started him on antibiotics. I said he suffered a stroke. So are we trying to
Yes.
phase him out? Like what's going on? That's what I felt like.
Yes. Which apparently those things happen when people are in comas, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, but this was
So
supposed to be like a he's in a medically induced coma so that he heals.
yeah. But something's going on with that brain and it's not working. So she is again in a place of talking to his parents and how she doesn't know anything because she had to come to the hospital to find out this
Mhm.
information. She
Mhm.
was not told this information prior to going to the hospital. And she says
Mhm.
again, why would y'all have not told me this? Because he's my fiance. And
Mhm.
them parents again say, girl, shut up.
Mhm.
If he wanted you to
To
know anything about any
he's gonna
medical situation, he'd
he
have put your name on it.
And I'm like, there's no telling the only reason that he didn't put her name down because he never thought to. Because most people I don't think update those things until you're married,
No, but also, yeah, that too. One, that, but also
and it's always kind of your parents, just like because you're forever.
yeah.
But
But then people, but also I feel like he has the type of parents that would have been like,
don't put
don't
her
have
name.
nobody else
Yeah,
on here except for us because
yeah.
we're
He's a
gonna
little
be the
listening
one.
good boy.
Yeah, but they're rude and nasty to her because they
Very
also
rude.
tell her, when we need another insight, we'll ask you for it. As of for now, shut up and be quiet
Yeah, they were
because
very
we don't need
nasty.
nothing from you. And
Uh
it's
huh.
nasty.
Also, there was this whole scene
She's also about to be getting. Apparently, also their wedding is very
soon.
soon. Like in the
Yeah.
next couple of weeks, they're supposed to meet the wedding planner to do the last minute details of the wedding. So the wedding is very very soon, and now she's like really distressed about it.
Then she goes and talks to Creed.
Yeah, she's at home because she leaves, so
Yeah,
she's back at home.
she goes
Mhm.
home, and then she's basically all sad about it.
Mhm.
And then she talks to Creed about it, and then Creed grabs her chin.
Okay, because okay, right before that,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I do think that they did a little build up though, because we have to also see this that there's more of this build up of them getting to know each other. Because she's like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, what are you doing? You drawing? You're an illustrator." She's like, "I'm an
Oh yeah,
illustrator.
he's very curious about
I
her.
don't draw. I'm an illustrator," which
Mm-hmm.
I thought was good.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Oh, well, all these things like that." She's all like, "Also, I got lost in work that I didn't get to cook. Did you like pizza? I can order some." He's like, "That's cool with me. Go ahead and order." First of all,
She's being real
what you been so like? And
too
no,
hospitable.
you know what I'm saying too. A little
Like I
too
get it, but
hospitable.
it's like
Like I can order his pizza. What that nigga can order pizza?
he can order. He's the millionaire.
He got money.
Yeah,
So, and then
and
like you
he's
said,
saving money staying there.
your parents are assholes. I'm sorry I said that. And he says they've been assholes my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you said, he grabs her
He
chin
grabs her chin.
and forces it up.
Listen,
Don't let my parents get to you. They thrive off intimidation and power. They've been bullies my whole life, and the best way to beat bullies is not show them they bother you. And then he says, I know that, but I still hate it when my voice is taken away. They should respect me more. My grip grew stronger. And then that's when I was like, that's a typo, because it's supposed to be say his grip grew tighter. Because I was like, what is she gripping on? And I got confused because it was her talking, but it's fine. And that's when I was like, something's not right.
They're building a little chemistry.
If a man reached out that I didn't know to grab my face, I'd be like,
oh my God, can you imagine?
That's what I'm saying. A person
it's
I
not
didn't
even like
know.
that. It was a little aggressive. It was like, listen to me. Listen to me. Don't listen to them. They're not right.
Them bullies ain't
nasty.
right. They even nasty. They been nasty to me.
Honestly, it becomes more of a dramatic play, a dramatic kind of
Yeah,
period. The more we read,
because I'm like, I wish a man that I didn't know to touch my face like that. That's crazy.
And then she notices how Creed talks about his parents and how they do so much for.
Oh, for
Apollo.
the Apollo.
They going above and beyond.
His name is not Apollo.
His name is Rome. I did that.
Not Apollo Creed. They do so much for Apollo. Apollo Creed. Oh man. Okay.
But yeah, that was that chapter. Okay.
We're back in Creed.
We're going to chapter 7. Back in Creed.
He says how he's been there for 2 weeks now. So I was like, damn, that's a long time. He's been there for 2 weeks. The boy still ain't got up.
Yeah.
He spent. What did I write? I wrote this somewhere. Oh, okay. So this is where I think I may have mentioned earlier how sometimes she repeats facts in the storylines from storyline to storyline. I'm gonna have an allergic reaction. I keep touching my eye.
Please stop.
But I feel something in my eye.
You don't. Nothing's in your eye.
I think it's the same that happened to you, like a little bit.
I don't think so. You always do this. Go wash your hands.
I touch that cat so much. Okay. He says, I had just come back to the house after spending a good amount of the day at the West Pier office on conference call. Although I didn't live out here, our logistics office was still based here. Yeah. This is the third time we've heard that. Yeah. And I pointed that out. I was like, we know.
We get it. Thank you.
We get it. He has a location
wants to know
here.
About this man's job so bad.
I don't think we need to know how, like, I don't know why is it forced on us to know that. Like, but again, we don't know what these characters look like. And I want to know what the characters look like. Not that he has been at his first location for the third time.
It's like she got so caught up in making details for everything else, she forgot about the main characters.
Yeah, so that's my only thing.
She talks about sign language and ASL.
Yeah, because she's signing with her sister cousin on the phone when he comes in.
And then he asks her about it. He's questioning, like, what about your parents? Do your parents know how to sign? And she's like, I never saw the point in it. And I was like, okay, she's just really breadcrumbing how ancient her parents are.
Yes, they have all her memories
they didn't see the
are of being deaf. She only got AIDS when she was like in 6th grade. She says the only person that signs is Summer. She talks about a teacher is who actually taught her how to sign and taught Summer how to sign too. It's always a teacher saving the world. Shout out to the teachers out there. Yeah. Shout out to the good teachers out there, the ones who care about the kids.
I said a small hint to Kira's life and neglectful parents.
Yeah.
As Creed's chapter goes on, he goes to I highlighted Onyx, much like Scorpion, was an exclusive membership-only sex club. Another sex club.
For a second, I thought he was going to invite her and that's when I was like, "Oh, it's about to get spicy." Because he says
they're going to.
Oh, for sure. He goes, "You got plans tonight?" And immediately, as soon as she said, "You got plans tonight," he said he was going to Club Onyx. I said, "Oh no,
too soon,
so soon." Yeah, I didn't know he was going to ride in on that lady so fast. But no, he did not invite her to Club Onyx. He said, "I'm going to Club Onyx." And then he mentions how you ain't got no friends, girl. Why you ain't outside?
Yes.
She's like, I just like being in here except for with my cousin. And then he goes to Club Onyx. It goes meets up with this girl who I've now learned more about what this stranger he met in this club than I know about the main character.
Okay.
Because he talks about how she has a sultry, feminine voice. She's curvy, brown skinned woman. She wore her locks in a bun on top of her head and was dressed in a halter crop top that stopped right under her full breast and shorts that looked like panties on her thick thighs. I know exactly. Right. I can imagine exactly what that lady looked like. I do not know what any of these characters look like. The main character has not even been described in this way.
Nope.
At all.
Demerit.
So he talks about his activities there.
Yeah.
They are.
They have like braces to say what they about to do. They start getting things popping, but they don't have sex. I don't think in this
No, because he
time.
said he didn't want to have sex. He just wanted to do
Right.
the
Dominate.
stuff. He
You
just
want
wanted
to
to do
just
dom
dominate
stuff.
somebody.
And there was too much of the club that was described at that point with the NDAs and the signing and da 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 da. We don't need to hear that. So now we're at Nakira chapter 8. Nakira starts off chapter 8 with her playing tennis with her cousin. She, another facet of Nakira. Love that. But also because of what's happening.
Oh, I did have a summary for this chapter
Go
8.
ahead.
I didn't. So, chapter
You
8.
did read it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So my summary for chapter 8 was: Jerome isn't dead, but needs surgery for his spleen.
Mm-hmm.
She signed off on surgery, and his parents were very upset about that
Mm-hmm.
because they doctors couldn't get in touch with them. And then she tries to stick up for herself, and they retaliate by banning her ass from the damn hospital altogether. For real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was my highlight for that chapter. And I have a few things highlighted through that chapter though.
I literally wrote when she was talking to the doctors, I said, "Oh, they about to turn up." When she said that it needs to, she was like, "Oh, we need to have someone to sign off." And she was like, "Well, I signed off. Somebody thought it was good." I said, "They about to turn up."
Yep.
And then my next one after it was on second page, the next page, I said, "Oh, and turn up they did."
Yeah,
that was my 2 notes.
I wrote, so basically she gets back. She's like, unfortunately, I was informed Rome's has spiked a fever last night, and doctors had to administer medication for the infection that had sprung.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, is this man gonna die or what?
But he didn't.
And then they tell her, okay, we need to do an emergency removal of Mr. Thornton's spleen. I said, geez, Louise.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing, when you said that, turn up they did.
Yeah, the turn up they did. As soon as they found out that she had all her signing over
They
stuff,
turned up on her
she
ass.
said, "Yeah, you'll never come back over here again." And then they tell her, "Don't ever,
And they put her in her
actually,
place.
don't ever show back up here again because we're not
We'll
playing
let
with
you.
you.
We'll call you.
We'll call you. Don't call
us.
us." And there we are. So we're now at chapter 9.
Chapter
We're
9.
with Creed, and again with product drop. He's wearing a black Hublot watch on his wrist.
Okay, Creed.
That means that man got money. I said grown when I saw Black Hublot. Grown is what I wrote on there. I've groaned. So then we describe what he has on. I had on my black bottom grills, and tonight and I wore dark
Damn grills.
Levi's and a white football mesh off
But
white
also,
jersey with black off white tennis shoes.
the grills is what throws me off. And then I have to remember it's like a made up place, I guess, because then I'm like, grills are such a southern thing.
Being in the South, you see grills everywhere.
Exactly. And
I don't know about where else we at though.
I don't know. So, anyways, I guess it's a combination everywhere.
Yeah.
He wanted to make up a place so damn bad.
So he's talking about how he dressed. He ready to be out in the streets because he about to go hang out with Dylan in his racing as he hosts the race or whatever.
He brings her.
He sees that Bella's the dog. He sees that Nakira is on her couch watching Criminal Minds. I mean, me and her linked up because I'm gonna watch some Criminal Minds sitting on that couch.
That's like her comfort show.
She loves her comfort show, and he sees her and he's like, "Yo, you are so sad. You should come on and get out with me." And she's like, "Well, I was gonna cook this Mexican dish, but it seems like you're gonna be out all night, so like I guess I won't."
Sad ass up.
This is the things I quoted. She wet her lips as her sadness rested in the pockets of her eyes, and then description. I wet my lips as I looked over at her.
A lot of wet lips.
A lot of wet lipping happening, and then eventually he gets her to come out. He's like, "Look, I'll wait for you. Go get dressed. You don't need to be in the house all day. It's fine." I thought this was a funny way to describe what he was doing. Walking over to the couch, I took a seat with my legs gaped and pulled my phone out, and I just thought the vision is what I thought. And so, anyways, they get there to this racing place, which if you've ever been to like street racing, it's always in some dark, desolate, outskirtsy place that has a lot of space that cops can't come too fast. Yeah. So we get to she's at the place, and he's being very kind, very nice, concerned, very thoughtful. He's like, "Hey, I know it's going to be loud here, but you're going to have a good time. I know you don't usually do these types of things, but you're going to do good. We do get a little hint of like, oh, something's a boiling and a bubbling," because he's like, "You smell so good." She
was
obsessed
with her smelling like candy.
Yeah, because he smelled her earlier, like when she walked past him. I think when he got in the car last time.
You got to give the damn main character.
Yeah. Her perfume. Candy. Yeah, because we don't know what she looks like. Her perfume invaded my
Even that. That's
nostrils,
not grown and
causing me to
sexy.
pause. It smelled like fruity
That's not
candy.
giving me grown and sexy.
It's not, but I don't think she was giving grown and sexy because she, I don't know.
We don't know. So
So
I
they're at the street racing.
yeah.
His best friend hosts the street racing. That's Dylan. We meet Dylan again. Um,
We also meet his girl
we also
Camille.
meet Camille, who happens to know how to sign.
Mm-hmm.
She says, like, I believe, like her niece or something like that
Yes.
was born deaf, and
Yes.
she learned how to sign. So
Yes.
now, like, she has someone
To kind of
to
hang out
kind
with.
of hang out with there,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of can understand her when she clicks this button off for
Mm-hmm.
these hearing aids,
Because it was really loud there, so
which is
she
really
would
loud,
turn it off.
which I thought was really cool. So I think that was a nice like add in for another character to have like
Yeah.
somewhere to like be like similar to her in a different way.
Yeah. I highlighted this whole scene where they're basically after the race, someone bumps into Kira and he's like, apologize to the lady now. I highlighted that said, is it the 50s? What the hell? Apologize to the lady.
I thought it was a little
It was a bit weird. It was
I was a
worded
little bit
weird.
pushed. He's like,
He
sorry.
can be like that, but it was worded so weird.
Yeah. She says,
Apologize to the lady.
and then he was
He
like,
kept calling her the lady. Oh God.
she said, apologize to the lady now. And then he goes, you accept it? And she goes, yeah, it's fine. And the guy bobbles off. And I just think that's, I don't know, it was a little fumbles of a scene for me personally.
Yeah.
And I wish
They
it
just
was
wanted to show like his protectiveness.
he's
I get
protective,
it,
which
but
is fine.
word it better next time. Thank you.
There was a part right before that though, and it says, I couldn't break my attention away from an Akira. And I said, the betrayal is brewing.
It's brewing.
The betrayal is brewing.
Yeah.
I said, I already feel like something's up. Something hanky pinky is going on. And when he says, all that's fine, I said, oh, and so it begins. Like literally the scene you're talking about, my note for that scene was, so it begins. Because I already knew what was going up. Because
Yeah.
you ain't just going up. Because again, if this was, I'm thinking in my head of like how it would be if this was like a regular brother in law, sister in law situation, right? Like, there is no way, not no way, but I don't think a brother in law would be going so hard. Like, her and Camille hit it off, think that's really cute, and then they're having a good time. Um, but they're doing all this staring
Yeah. Yeah.
and looking at each other
Yeah.
and all those things because that also moves into Nakira's chapter, which is chapter 10.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your description for chapter 10? I mean, what's your
Okay, my
synopsis for
synopsis for
chapter 10?
chapter 10 was none. It was late. I got tired, clearly.
Oh, well, I have a little bit of it. But go ahead.
I did highlight.
Oh, okay.
I did highlight, and I said I highlighted when she said sometimes it was hard to remember. He and Rome grew up in the same house because of how different they were. I said we
Mm-hmm.
get it. How many times you gonna say that? Because through every chapter, it felt like they wanted to emphasize how different they
Yeah.
were. I don't get it. She just kept saying that, and it's like, is it hard for you to grasp? Because it seems like you grasping it, girl. After how many times you done said it?
Yeah.
God. And then I also said another highlight, like a 2 pages later, it's like, I know it seems crazy, but Rome has been working hard. This is her talking to Camille because they go
Yeah.
out and go link with them again.
This is
Rome,
after they're after
mm-hmm.
in the race. So
Oh
they're
yes,
at
they
his
link.
pool hall.
There's like an after party of
Yeah.
the race, and then she's like asking him like, "Girl, y'all been married, engaged for 8 months? What's the hold up?" She's like,
8 years.
"I know it seems crazy,
You
but
said
Rome."
months. Years.
So sorry, 8 years. See, it just didn't even seem right. But Rome had been working hard to take over his family businesses, so he wanted to wait until the time was right. I was never in a rush to be married, so I didn't mind waiting. I said, "Girl, you keep saying that. Don't make it any better."
No.
She keeps trying to convince herself of this thing, but there were certain things that they kept saying that they just kept repeating over and over.
Yeah.
Like they really, I get it. You want to like reiterate how horrible these parents are, but it was like the same scene almost over and over.
Yeah.
He's showing up
There
to the
was
hospital. They get
yeah.
upset. They're nasty. Then the nastiness increases each time.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna get no better.
Yeah, I think we could have
But
formulated
like
the
this all could have
nastiness a
been
little
condensed.
different. Yeah, and a little bit condensed cuz I think I don't mind a 300-page book, and I do think this could have been 300 pages in a different
Sometimes
way.
I just feel like it becomes 200 pages not because it's like so much information and world building, but it's
Just
because.
words. Lots
Mm-hmm.
of words. I have like this one thing I could in the beginning of when they're meeting up in this after party. She's talking to Camille and talking about how she just reminded her of a wilder version of her cousin. She was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, this girl is like really fun."
Mm-hmm.
But she says that she knows that she didn't have good relationships with people,
Mm-hmm.
and then she quotes, no one wanted to be friends with a deaf girl. A lot of times my hearing loss made people uncomfortable. I had to think about that and say, step back and be like, because I would have been friends with a deaf girl. That's crazy. Anyways,
Right.
this is where this chapter is really where we start seeing at the brewing of a relationship coming. Something is a brewing. So they're doing a lot of not world building, but like relationship building, because
She's talking to Dylan.
yeah, his words, no, at one point in time, he goes, his words made my heart stutter. I wasn't used to being so cautious, someone's being so cautious about me and how I felt. When I went out with Rome, most of the time he was entertaining and didn't bother to worry about whether I was comfortable at all.
Because he
Then,
kept checking on her.
yeah, because he kept checking on her.
But he
You
was just like
okay?
looking at
Do
her.
you want to go
So her
home?
heart started
Are
beating.
you okay? So now she's all like, ooh, wee. Then that's when they get the next day, because it's still part of chapter 10, but it's the next day when she runs into him by accident up the stairs, and his abs were carved to perfection, as if every one of them was chiseled. Of
course.
And I said, as they should be, because honestly, if we're gonna be describing if they're gonna be describing men, and don't give me no flat chested man. If you're gonna be describing a man in a book, give me somebody chiseled into the gods. And then that's when she said she lowers her gaze, and it was hard to miss his third leg. That's what she said.
That was hilarious. I said, of course.
I
Because, I said it's always got to be a thanks.
I said, now we get somewhere.
And then the last thing I highlighted and was he like said something to her. She goes, oh, like for looking, she gets caught looking. She goes, my dick, my eyes, I mean, I don't fuck. And I wrote LOL because she's like,
girl,
stumbling.
Why are you so stuttering?
She's stuck on her dick.
You stuck on it, girl. I said, girl, get some control. Yeah. Girl, get some control.
So we're kind of just left there.
Yeah.
Nice little tension building.
We're at the end of chapter 10. The next chapter would be Creed. Creed's coming up to the next chapter. But stuff is a brewing. Betrayal is a brewing.
I think there is some good qualities, and it's missing the mark on some as well. I think being surprised that the temptation is her raggedy fiance's brother is interesting. It's fun. It's because I didn't know.
Oh yeah, no, did not know. I did not know that's where we were gonna head to.
Going.
I thought it was gonna be like, I don't know, I had like a friend.
Different. I feel like she over describes everything, but then under describes her main characters. I think that's her biggest gripe with so far.
That's
and like it could have just been I don't think it needed to be 10 chapters just to get like I don't mind them hanging out and building their relationship.
Yeah, because we need the building of the relationship to see how we got to where we're going.
She's building so much.
Yeah, we're building a lot
world in the sense of the room she's in.
Yeah,
because I still don't really know outside of West Point, East Point, wherever.
Yeah, East Ridge and West Pier. I do so far the same. I feel I have the same thoughts as that, and I wish that we do get more world building. I don't
description.
Lots of description.
I forever. I feel like
I do hope.
What are you gonna get
though that somebody's gonna catch them, because what is he gonna wake up from a coma and come home?
Well, yeah, because then the description, like I know that part has to come, so I'm curious.
I'm just glad. You know what I am glad for, just so far as before the book even continues on, and my what to say, my predictions. Not predictions. First of all, I am glad that it's not an ain't shit brother. I'm glad that if she do hop to the next brother, at least he got money too.
Because they gonna cut their ass
and
off.
They know that they're not gonna talk to this. But she's not talking to the brother. That brother doesn't talk to them parents anyway, so she wouldn't even have to deal with that in her life if she starts dating this new brother, right?
I think it's gonna come out that he was already messing with somebody else.
If that does not come out, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
She has to explain.
If she does not explain why he's in a car and not on a plane, and why he is in a car accident right now, I will be so annoyed. Yeah, because I want to know the end of that. So I'm hoping that she does give us that.
I hope so, but we'll see. I feel like it's kind of predictable at this rate, but I usually don't mind predictability as long as it can be a good story.
As long as we get to a good story, because I'm like, I know
still up in the air for me.
Like we know someone's gonna get caught, because there's no way they can just go off with this scot free.
Or eventually, but they might not get caught, but she has to make a decision because she's getting married to him.
Yeah, so she either has to make the choice that she's with the brother, or she stays with Rome, who's in a coma, whose parents don't even like her.
Well, we'll see.
Until next time. We'll be reading chapters 11 through 20. We'll be doing chapters 11 through 20. And tell us how you feel about the book so far. We would love to hear that.
Yes. Okay. And now it's time to get into the word of the day. Do 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 do.
All right. So today's word of the day is ingeminate. meaning a verb meaning to repeat or reiterate. Ingeminate.
Straight to the point.
Ingeminate.
You know what's so funny about this?
Ingeminate. What?
The book we're reading right now, she tends to ingeminate. So
Details.
not important details
Mm-hmm.
so much.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Very
So
good.
it linked up immediately.
It did, and
Look at God. Okay, so
use ingeminate in a sentence
use
below.
it
We
in the
would
sentence
love to see
below.
it. We would love to see it.
It's an easy one today. Last
Yeah.
week's was a little rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Took us a while to get
But
that one, but it was
ingeminate.
okay. Ingeminate. And on that note, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yes, please share as well.
Yes.
And you can follow us on most social media. We are on Instagram. We're on TikTok.
Yes.
If you are on Storygraph, I'm on Storygraph. You can find me there.
Wow.
We're gonna get Zaya there one day, but I'm there.
Yes. And yeah, join us next week to do the second thirds of our book.
Yes.
And on that note, we will see you next week. You know what I thought of? And here's to the girls' weekend. Cheers. You know what that is? It's Nene.
To us.
That's right before she goes, be careful with the
The
B
B words. Yeah.
And here's to the girls. Anyways. Bye. Bye.